So now that our sweater jumper is made, we get to move on to the thigh-high boots. So because I'm very much making this up as I go along, but I'm a creative person, so I kind of figure it out on the fly. Yesterday, while my camera was charging, so the way that I made it was I found an old pair of heels that I don't wear anymore. So I think I got these for my year 12 formal, which would have been like 4 and a bit years ago now. And that was the only time I wore them. So it's a pretty safe bet that I'm not gonna wear these again. So the way that I'm gonna make it, or I did make it, was I made the outside and I hot glued it to the shoe, and it worked out pretty well. So the easiest way to make it is if you have a pair of thigh-high boots, make the pattern off that. If you don't have a pair of thigh-high boots, never fear, because I'm a genius. So grab your lining fabric. If the sparkly material, the sequin material that you pick isn't sheer, then don't worry about lining. The only reason why I picked lining is because my sequin material is a bit sheer, and just in case the sequins are a bit itchy, I wanted to have a bit of a buffer between my leg and the itchiness. So grab your shoe, lay it down flat, then find a pair of pants that fits you really snugly, so a pair of skinny jeans. So I picked these black ones, which are my absolute faves. You can see them in like pretty much half of my Instagram photos. So lay your shoe down flat because you want enough material to cover the bottom part of the shoe and also the heel of the shoe. And then grab your pair of skinny jeans, flatten them out so that the seam on the side is nice and flush, and then line them up with the shoe itself. If you work easy with pens, use a pen to outline it for you. I'm not the kind of person that uses pens very often, but if it helps you figure out and gives you like a clear line or whatever, then go for it. I ain't gonna judge. So then just pin your pants to it. I'm gonna use the full length of this material just in case. I know that I won't need it after making the first pair, the first half of the pair, but at the same time, like as I said before, it's easier to work with excess fabric than it is to work with not enough fabric, because you can always cut it off, you can always take it in, but if you don't have enough fabric and it doesn't fit you, then you're gonna have to add some stuff to it, and that just ends up in a whole big old mess. But we're also gonna cut around it so that one, we don't cut any of the jeans themselves or the thigh-high boots, whatever you're wearing, whatever you're using, and so that we've got a little bit of playroom when it comes to the seaming of it. Boom, no more need for jeans. And then whatever way you cut it, so I cut it with the shiny side up, so if you have the shiny side up, you want both sides of them to meet, so that way they're the opposite of each other, so that you don't end up having like one with the shiny side and one with the non-shiny side, if that makes sense. So I'm going to turn it around. So shiny side to shiny side, non-shiny side to non-shiny side. Either way you pick, doesn't matter. Just make sure the insides of it, so that part and that part match, because otherwise you're going to accidentally cut yourself like 2 right sides of the foot and 2 left sides of the foot, and then they're not going to match. And then just cut that when you're happy with it as well. Then we're going to grab our sequin fabric. Sequins are hard. Alright, this one's already a foot because I was playing with it yesterday. So I already have the outside of that foot, and then where's my leftover fabric? And then I've got, ooh, careful Janet, don't need that. Then I've got this section left to cut from. So because I have that side of the foot already, I'm gonna need this side of the foot to match. So just always make sure you're cutting the right side of your leg. Well, not your right side of your leg, your correct side of your leg. Otherwise you're gonna end up with 2 of the same, and then you've wasted all these pretty sequins. So once you're happy with it and you've double checked it, please double check it, you are good to cut. Be warned that with playing with sequin fabrics and cutting them, you are gonna have to vacuum afterwards because sequins go everywhere. Alright, so we have our basic cutout. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip all this stuff to the correct way so that the seam's gonna be on the inside of your leg, not the outside. Alright. So once you pinned it, before you do anything, we're gonna use a zipper. Well, I'm using a zipper. The reason I'm using a zipper is because the shoes that I have, boom, have a zipper on the back. So for me to actually get this attached to my foot properly, I'm gonna have to be able to access this zipper at some point. So I'm gonna have this zipper facing the back of the boot. If you have something that opens up on the side of the shoe, do it on the side of the shoe. If you have something that doesn't attach, then don't worry about a zipper if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. But if you are gonna use a zipper, make sure that you don't sew that specific section shut, otherwise you're not gonna be able to get it in it. So if you line up your shoe, I'm gonna have my zip about there-ish, so that I'm gonna have access to that zip. So with that, just pin where your zip is most likely gonna finish. So my zip's most likely gonna finish around here. So I don't wanna sew from there to there, so that way I have it completely open, yeah? So all we're gonna sew at the moment is along the front of the boot and up the side of the boot, minus the section with the zipper. Okay, now that this is sewed, I just drop pins. Okay, let's put this on our magnetic thing, Janet. Now that this is sewed together, if you flip it the right way out, you can see that like your boot's just gonna have a seam at the front. But in the picture, she has, oh, my camera's running out of battery again. Okay, now that we've sewn this together, I would suggest trying it on, making sure it fits properly. If it's too small, take it out. If it's too big, take it in. Just adjust it to your measurements. This one fits me pretty good. That one's still a bit big on me, so I'm gonna have to adjust that one. But next step is the zipper. So with the zipper, sequins! So with the zipper, I would suggest, because of the sequin material, kind of like pinning the two halves to each other, pinning the halves to itself. So I'm sticking first layer of sequin to its corresponding lining, and then I'm going to do the same to the other side so that you can pin the zipper to it accurately. But now that we've got the two halves together, grab your zip. Top is the part where that obviously reaches, bottom is that one. You want to pin it so that this, oh, that's really far out, you all can't see that. I'm so bad at tutorials. Let's just get up on here. Okay, this is better. So you want to pin it so that if this is the inside of it, outside of the zip, focus on my hands, is that side. So you want to pin it so that it gets pinned there, so that when you sew it, when you fold it out, the seam is on the inside again, yeah? You got that? Excellent. And once again, once you're happy with it, stitch it up. Where'd the pin go? So the zip that I got is actually an invisible zip, so that means that you can't really see heaps of it when it comes to the actual boot. And I got white, not silver, because silver doesn't seem to exist. And also I got white because it's the closest color and it's the background color of the whole thing. I think I just sewed the pin to the, oh good God. I just sewed the pin to the foot. Now we're up to the fun part. So we have our boots and we have a high heel. So while my hot glue is heating up, you want to line up the heel with where you made your little shoe mark. You want enough fabric that it's going to cover the whole shoe, and you want the zip part to be over where your actual zipper of your shoe is. If you have an actual zipper like me, if you don't, then you can do whatever you want with the zipper. It's just easier to put on and off if you have a zipper, because like your ankle is going to be tiny, but your heel to your foot is going to be huge. So then you've got some leeway for that. So when using the hot glue gun, try not to touch the hot glue, otherwise you'll burn your thumb. Be better than myself yesterday. All you want to do is you want to fold this under so that you can make some sort of seam. Meet it up to that point of the shoe so you still have the bottom showing, so the seam moves up to there, and then you just hot glue it down all the way around and just follow that line. When you get to about this section, we're going to cut it and fold it around. Okay? Stick! If you're like me and you get frustrated waiting for this one to get held into this so that you can actually have some glue, just glue your new glue stick to your old glue stick. And then it stays there, and then you've just got one big glue stick. Alright, so once you've done the bottom of the shoe, so this little bit, we're going to cut up here. So that we can fold this bit in, because otherwise you're just going to have an absolute mess on your hands. Perfect. Alright, so you're just going to hot glue that down as well. At the end of the day, if you really wanted to, you can make the whole thing out of hot glue. I ain't gonna judge. So when you get to the corner bit up here, you're going to want to trim this section a bit, because you only need enough to wrap around the little stiletto-y heel part. Alright, I just wiped that on some of this. I think that's number 5. Once it's dry, like this boot, because I did this one yesterday, I would suggest just filling in the crevices just to make sure that like it's not going to come up while you're trying to take some bomb ass photos. Now that this part of your shoe is perfection, all you gotta do is hem the top of it to perfection. So the way that I'm gonna do it, you could sew it. I don't want to sew it because I would rather a lack of seams. So go try your boots on, see where you want them to sit, and pin where you want them to sit. Now that I know where I want my boots to sit, I'm just gonna hem them. Pin them in place. Okay, so now that we have the hemming, you can't really turn the boot inside out anymore because there's a heel on it, but you can just open up little pockets for yourself and grab the hot glue gun and place it down really carefully. So now that we've hot glued everything together, if you have any other adjustments that you want to make, go for it. I ain't gonna tell you how to live your life, but that means that the jacket is done, that means that both of the shoes are done, that means we're ready for the photos. So this is our finished look. So we got our red jumper, and then we got our sequin thigh-high boots. I think we did so well. I'm so excited. So tonight after work, I'm going to put my makeup on, put on my face, put on my hair, I'm not wearing a wig, put my hair in some sort of fashion, and we're gonna go out and take some photos, and I'm gonna do a bit of the behind the scenes look for you. But I'm quite chuffed about how this all worked out. It's really cute. I wish that these were like a legitimate pair and not one that I pretty much like sewed myself and hot glued. But I'll see you tonight. Bye! It is like butt o'clock at night. What time is it? Like midnight? Hey, it's
12:04.
It's 12:04 at night, so we're gonna go risk our lives and be out at midnight around this town in me trying to recreate some Ariana Grande photos. So the first photo I'm gonna recreate is boom, enjoy it. Second photo I'm gonna recreate is boom, enjoy it. And I have my lovely friend and photographer and filmer Jai with me, so he's going to be taking the photos when I can't, and he's going to be taking recordings when I can't. So hopefully we can get these photos done right, and I think the locations that are around my area might actually work for this photo. So let's go!
Let's do this! Oh god, that was like fucking shit.
You sounded so enthusiastic. Wow! Alright, get back there. Monkey, get back. So the setting we're using for the thigh high boot picture, we're using... So I just had this idea that maybe my camera isn't going to work. Maybe I should just go for the good old iPhone. So I've got an iPhone 7 Plus. So we're just going to use the flash on that to try and get the photos properly, because at the moment, like, my camera's way too blurry, and even though her photos are the teeniest bit blurry, I want you to be able to see my face and that I'm not just like a white blob in a red sack of a dress. Do this without losing an ankle in the grates. Ah! If Ariana can do it, so can I. Okay, so we've done the park bench photos, which were over there, which you probably can't see, but our park bench is legitimately right there. So this is gonna be really easy. She looks so cute in hers. Why do I just look like a friggin' potato?
I have no idea. Maybe because it's Ariana Grande and you cannot fucking top Ariana Grande.
I know, but I could at least look similar. Like, if she's a French fry, I could at least look like a potato chip. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If she looks like one of those glorious friggin' Macca's French fries, I could at least look like a Smith salt and vinegar chip, goddammit. We got the photos done. I think we got some good ones. I even got one that was more so in my style than Ariana's style, and I'm actually quite proud of it. But we ended up using my phone in the end because the photos just came out better. I think just because it was so dark and my camera was not handling it. So we got the photos, and thank you so much to Jai, my cameraman.
No worries. Even though it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And
it's like 2 o'clock.
Oh fuck, it's 2 o'clock and we've been eaten alive by mosquitoes.
I'm so itchy, but I think it's worth it. If you have a celebrity that you admire and you're low-key or high-key obsessed with, I don't judge, male, female, anything in between. If you want to have me recreate their style, whether it's thrift shopping or like sewing like I did today, hit us up. Leave me some suggestions or whatever, because I had a lot of fun doing this. And yes, bye! Oh, that was a lovely harmony.